Hi, boys and girls. I want to review two different letters with you today, and those two letters are P and N. So these two letters are ones I want to take a quick look at, and then you're going to do a little activity with these two letters, okay? So first, I want to take a close look at this letter, P, like puff and pig and pink. All right. So when we're looking at the letter P, if we're looking at it on a handwriting sheet or on a sheet of paper, a lot of times you'll see it and it will look like this. This is one way to write the P. This is the uppercase letter P, and it's big and tall, goes all the way to that top line, just like all of our big capital letters. And then there's another P. It's the little lowercase p. This one right here. So this P is used like when you're in the middle of a sentence or in the middle of a word. So that's how you make the letter P. It just makes a big line down and a little curve, and a big line down and a little curve. And if you notice, big P looks just like little p. All right, so that is the formation for the letter P. So, of course, there is a move for the letter P. When you are doing the move for the letter P, what you're going to do is you're going to pretend to puff out a candle on a birthday cake. You're going to put your finger up like it's a candle and go, puh, puh, puh. Try that with me. You ready? Puh, puh, puh. All right. So that is the movement for the letter P. And there's a song to go with that movement. So I'm going to share that song with you right now. Are you ready? It goes like this.
The sound for P is P, P, P. Here is the song for P.
Puff out the candles on the pink, pink cake. Puff, 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 puff. Puff out the candles on the pink, pink cake. Puff, puff, puff.
Let's look at some words for P. Pig. P, I, G. Pig. Pen. P, E, N. Pen. Panda. P, A, N, D. A. Panda. Plant. P, L, A, N, T. Plant. This has been P, P, P.
Okay. Let me pause this next video because I don't want it to keep on playing. Oh. All right. So, my friends, of course, now you've heard the song for P. It goes, puff out the candles on the pink pig cake. And what do we do for P again? We put our finger up just like it's a candle. Puff out the candles on the pink pig cake. Puff out the candles on the pink pig cake. Puff, puff, puff. And this is the picture for P, puffing out the candles. There he is, puffing out the candles on his birthday cake, on his pink birthday cake. And there's a story to go with that letter P too. So I'm going to get that story out right now. Are you ready? So here's the page for the story for the letter P. And can you do that move for the letter P one more time? What is it? All right, so here is how that story goes, just like this. All right, so, oh, and of course, every time you hear a word that starts with that p, p sound, I want you to give me a thumb up. Are you ready? Paul likes to visit the city zoo near his house. His favorite animal there is a polar bear. The polar bear has two big paws for paddling in the pool, says the zookeeper. It is Paul's birthday soon, and his mom asks if he would like a teddy bear as a present. Paul thinks about this and says that he would prefer a polar bear. When his birthday party arrives, Paul's friends Peter, Paisley, and Patty come to his party. They all play games and eat the party food: pineapple, pizza, and popcorn. Then Paul's mom gives Paul his present. He unwraps the paper to find a perfect toy polar bear. After that, Paul's mom produces a big birthday cake. Every time Paul blows out a candle, it lights up again because Paul's mom put candles on his birthday cake that were trick candles. He tries to puff out those candles. Puff, 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 puff. Try it with me. Oh, and put your finger right up. Puff, 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 puff. But they keep relighting. Everyone laughs and claps and tries to puff out the candles. Puff, puff, puff. Try it with me one more time. Puff, puff, puff. And see, here they are puffing out the candles on the birthday cake. It says puff, pop, cup, spin, and pink. And there's our letter P. All right, one more thing I want to do with this letter P. Are you ready? Okay, very last thing I want to do with this letter P is look right up here at these magnets. All right, so there's some magnets up here with the letter P. Every time I move one of these magnets down, I want you to say the sound for the letter P and do the move for it at the same time. Are you ready? Let's try it one more time. Nice job. All right. So now that we have looked at the letter P, I want to review the letter N. All right, so this right here is the letter N. And if we're looking at the letter N on like a handwriting sheet or maybe in some writing, we're going to see it looking like this. You're either going to have the big capital uppercase N, which makes a big line down, hop to the top, big line down, big line back up. Or you're going to have the little small letter N, which is a little line down, back up, and give it a curve. And that little N, if you flip it upside down, it looks kind of like the letter U, doesn't it? But if we flip it that way, it looks like our letter N. So that is the formation of the letter N. And of course, there is a move for the letter N. When we are doing the sound for the letter N, what we do is we make ourselves an airplane. So you're going to put your arms out and you're going to go, just like an airplane. Can you try that with me? So that is our letter N. And of course, since there's a move, that means there is a song for the letter N. So here is the song for the letter N. Are you ready? Okay, I'm going to make it nice and big. And here it is.
The sound for N is Here is the song for
Hear the airplane, hear the airplane, hear the airplane, making lots of noise.
Let's look at some words for net, et, net, nut, ut, nut, nest, est, nest, nose. O-S, nose. This has been mm, mm, mm.
All right. So the sound for N is N. Get your airplanes out and ready. Ready? N. N. All right. And since there is a song for N, of course, there is a story for the letter N too. So get those thumbs out and ready. Every time you hear a word that begins with that N sound, I want you to give me a thumb up. All right, so here is our letter N. All right, here's the picture for N. Nicole has always wanted to go fishing with her grandfather. Until now, he has always said no. You will make too much noise and scare the fish away. You can come when you get bigger. But now that Nicole is 5, her grandfather has agreed to take her fishing with him in the afternoon. Grandfather sets up the fishing rod and puts his net in the pond. Then he places a bucket on the ground and they both settle down to fish. Nicole sits very still and waits. She watches the birds and insects flying around the pond. It is very peaceful. Suddenly, Nicole and her grandfather hear a very loud and nasty noise, and it goes, what do you think it is? An airplane is flying overhead. The airplane does a nasty loop-the-loop in the sky above them. Grandfather doesn't like the nasty noise and puts his hands over his ears. Nicole looks at her grandfather and laughs. You were worried I would make too much noise. Even I am never that noisy. Then she runs along the bank, pretending that she is an airplane. And what noise do you think she made? So that is our story for the letter N. N like neck and nip and hand and man and net, like the net she has right there. All right, so that's our story for the letter N. All right, so there's one more thing I want to do with that letter N. It's right up here with my magnetic letters. As I move them down, I want you to make the move for N and say the sound with me. Are you ready? Let's try that one more time. Nice job, guys. All right. So real quick before we go, I just have a couple word cards here, a couple cards with pictures on them of some different things. And what I want you to help me decide is, do they belong in the P group or the N group? All right, the first word that we have is ninja. What do we think? The P group or the N group? Ninja. N. That goes in our N group. All right, what about pear? What do we think about pear? Pear. Does it go in the P group or the N group? P. Pear goes in the P group. All right, and our very last one is pizza. What do we think? Does it go in with the P or the N group? Pizza. P. So we're going to put that right in our P group. All right. So we just sorted a couple things into the P or N categories. Wonderful job. What I want you to do now is I want you to go and complete the 2 worksheets that I have ready for you over the letter sounds for P, P, and N. All right. Ready to rock? Ready to roll. Thanks, guys. Bye.